Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is David and you are at my fourth video of the day. So big day, wanted to get a lot of content pushed out to just keep the celebration going and have a little bit of fun. So the final video here today is going to be a tag. I've got a lot of tags I need to get through, so I figured I'd pick one and do it, and so I'm picking a fun one. It is the Choose Your Own Adventure tag. I was tagged in this by Stacy's All Booked. So I did not watch the rest of her video because I didn't want any of the story spoiled. I haven't read through the entire line of prompts, so I'm going into this as fresh as can be. This is a tag that was created by Booktime with Elvis. I'll have both of those channels linked down below. Be sure to check them both out. So let's get started here. The story. In order to start your adventure, you need to choose two pieces of equipment. First, you must choose a book. What book and why? So while the temptation here is to go with something Tolkien, because that's bread and butter for me. I love reading anything and everything Tolkien. I'm going to go a little more unconventional here. I'm going to pick Beowulf. It is an anonymous poem, one of the oldest works of literature. I believe it's the oldest work in English, in Old English. And I absolutely love the poem. I think I've got 4 or 5, maybe 6 different translations on my shelf. Have not read all of the translations, but it's a nice short read, one that I enjoy revisiting frequently. So I'm going to take Beowulf because I have a feeling that I'd like to, that I may need to have some of the qualities of the great warrior Beowulf before too long. Because if I'm going on an adventure, I'm probably running into monsters and such, and he was able to take down Grendel's mother, and with a little help take down a dragon. So, second, I must choose one of the following. Please give a reason for the choice. A feather, a banana, a sword. I'm not sure about the feather or the banana, but keeping in line with the Beowulf, I'm going to go with the sword. You know, warrior, let's go. Now you start walking down a long and windy path. Suddenly the path heads off in 2 different directions. Do you go left or do you go right? Well, we're going to go on the right path. Path of righteousness, right? So I have chosen to go right. After a short while, I come to a bridge over a precipice. To cross the bridge, you have to set 3 questions, which you feel are very difficult to answer. What 3 questions would you make up? Okay, so I need to have 3 questions here. Question 1. This is a tough question. Okay, let's just go with it here. Question 1. What year was Le Morte d'Arthur by Sir Thomas Malory published? We're going to go with bookish here. Question 2. How many plays did Shakespeare write? Question 3. What is the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow? I mean, why not? Once you have successfully crossed the bridge, a little while later you arrive at a river crossing. You can choose to swim across or take a rickety old ferry. Which do you choose? So I can swim across or take a ferry. And Beowulf, as we all know, was a really strong swimmer. So I'm going to go swim across, and keeping in the vein of Beowulf here. I have chosen to swim the river. The point where you cross is very calm, and you make it safely to the other side. You decide to relax by the river. You start thinking about books related to rivers and other bodies of water. What book or books do you think about? Well, apart from Beowulf, we'll go with Moby Dick. That's an obvious choice for something involving water. Yeah, let's go with that, and let's take a quick glance, see if there's anything that jumps out. Yeah, we'll just stick with that. We'll go with Moby Dick and then Beowulf. Following the river bank, you eventually come to a castle that has 3 doors labeled A, B, and C. You must choose one of these doors. I'm going to choose B. B is for book. You have chosen door B. Behind this door is gold, but only enough gold for you to fulfill a long held ambition or dream. What would that be? Oh boy. One of the longest dreams I've had is to own and operate a bookstore. I'm sure some of you also have had that same dream. That would be a fun thing for me to be able to immerse myself in books all the time, to be able to talk to people coming in and out about books, to help them find new favorites, to help myself find new favorites. Anybody that has watched Steve Donahue at all knows how well versed that man is, and from what I've gathered, he had spent some time in a bookstore. So I'd love to do the same. After you picked up the gold, the door opens and you find yourself in a corridor. You walk down the dimly lit corridor and you come across an obstacle. You must choose what this obstacle is. To overcome it, you must use the equipment you chose at the start of the adventure. How does this help you overcome the obstacle? Well, the obstacle is going to be a dragon. I mean, let's go. I've got a sword. We're going to fight the dragon. Don't have Wigloff to help me, but we'll go through it. Beyond the obstacle, you see a hidden door. Once you step inside, you find a large library with shelves full of books. All the books have black spines and no words, except 3 books with brightly colored spines. One is blue, another is red, and the last is green. You must choose one of these books. I'm going to go with green. Green's my favorite color, so let's go with that. You have chosen green. Inside the book is written your most anticipated 2021 book release. What is it? Oh boy. I have not kept up at all on books that are being released. This is a very challenging one to answer. I know there is one coming out soon from Becky Chambers about, I think, a monk and a robot, something like that. I'll find the title. I'll get it linked down below. I haven't read any Becky Chambers, but I've heard so many great things about her. It was one that I was going to put in on my Reddit bingo TBR until I realized it was written by Becky Chambers, who I also had on there for The Long Way to the Small Angry Planet, so I had to switch it out for something completely different. I can't even remember what it was for that 2021 release that I picked to go in that slot, but I do remember that the premise of this one with the monk and the robot sounded really, really fascinating. So that would probably be my most anticipated release, simply because of ignorance on what's coming out, and I've got plenty to read through in my backlog that I don't need to get super excited about coming out new releases. You now place the book back onto the shelf, and beside you appears a wizened old man. The man is holding a coin. To complete the next leg of the adventure, you must choose heads or tails. You always pick tails. Always tails. I mean, Randy Moss knows. You always pick tails. I just saw a thing on that. I'm a big Minnesota Vikings football fan, and happened to see that, I think, scrolling in Facebook the other day, where apparently there was a coin toss and he wasn't there to be part of it, and he was yelling at his old quarterback Dante Culpepper, telling him, "You were supposed to pick tails. When you play Madden, you pick tails. You pick tails every time." So we're going to go with tails because Randy Moss says so. You have chosen tails. Now you must extend this adventure by a line or two, as well as tagging 3 or more people who have roughly the same or a larger number of subscribers than you. Unless you're Steve Donahue, and then you can choose whoever you like to carry on. Okay, so I will get this updated. I'll include an extra line at the bottom for some people to continue along with. So folks that I'm going to be tagging, and so people that have a similar subscriber count to me. I know that Rachel is Reading has a very similar subscriber count. She started around the same time, and she's got a fantastic channel. I just tagged her in a recent tag, but I'm going to tag her again in this one because she's well worth watching. She's an awesome channel. So go check her out. And other ones, let's tag John from Hey Y'all Listen Up. He's got a fantastic channel. If you haven't seen him, I'd be really excited to hear some of his answers given his depth of knowledge in the fantasy genre, especially his reading through all the Piers Anthony and all of those types of novels. So thank you for watching. This has been my hopefully final video of the day. If I happen to get done with a book before the end of the day, there may sneak in a review to end the night, but this is most likely my final video of the day. So thank you all for the birthday wishes and have a wonderful rest of your day.